Have you ever felt like a lone beacon of virtue in a sea of moral decay? Welcome to the tragedy of being good in a broken world. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into the treacherous waters of integrity in a world that often rewards the opposite. Picture this: you're standing tall, a paragon of honesty in a world where lies are the currency of success. Sounds noble, right? But what if I told you that this very nobility might be your downfall? Intrigued? You should be. Let's start with the cost of integrity. It's a price tag that many of us aren't prepared for. In a world where cutting corners is the norm, those who choose the high road often find themselves walking a lonely path. But why? Is it because goodness is inherently isolating? Or is society simply allergic to authenticity? Think about it. When was the last time you saw someone rewarded for doing the right thing, especially when it wasn't convenient? It's a rare sight, isn't it? That's because in our broken world, deception often wears the crown, while sincerity sits in the corner, wearing a dunce cap. But here's where it gets really interesting. Virtue, that shining beacon of moral superiority, can sometimes be a double-edged sword. Imagine being the only person in a room full of opportunists who refuses to play dirty. Sounds admirable, doesn't it? But what if that refusal costs you everything? Your career, your relationships, your dreams, all sacrificed on the altar of principles. Now, before you start thinking this is all doom and gloom, let me introduce you to our philosophical guide for today's journey, Friedrich Nietzsche. Yes, that Nietzsche. The man who stared into the abyss and came back with some pretty wild ideas about morality. Nietzsche doesn't see goodness as weakness. Oh no, quite the opposite. He frames it as an act of moral courage in a society that's rotting from the inside out. It's not about being a pushover. It's about standing your ground when the world is trying to sweep you off your feet. But here's the kicker. This moral courage, it's often tragic. Why? Because in a world dominated by hypocrisy and moral decay, the truly good often end up as martyrs to their own principles. It's like being the only person playing chess in a world obsessed with checkers. You might be playing a more sophisticated game, but you're also likely to lose. So what's the solution? Should we all just give up and join the dark side? Not so fast. This is where things get really interesting. Nietzsche introduces us to the concept of the existential loveliness of identity. Fancy phrase, I know, but stick with me. Holding on to your values when everyone else is tossing theirs aside like last season's fashion isn't just about being good. It's about defining who you are. Your real tragedy isn't being good in a bad world. It's refusing to compromise who you are, even when the world is screaming at you to change. Think about it this way. In a world where everyone's wearing masks, choosing to show your true face is both an act of defiance and self-definition. It's saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And yes, many will choose to leave it. But those who stay, they're the ones who truly see you. Now let's break this down into a handy summary table, shall we? Theme: Nietzsche's perspective. Kindness, noble, yet sometimes punished by a world of deception, isolation. Goodness can be lonely when surrounded by moral rot. Strength, virtue requires inner bravery against societal corruption, identity. Integrity is defining. Even if it's misunderstood externally, looking at this table, we can see that being good in a broken world isn't just about moral superiority. It's a complex dance of nobility, loneliness, strength, and self-definition. It's about choosing who you want to be, even when that choice comes with a hefty price tag. But here's where I want to challenge you. Is the world really as broken as we think it is? Or are we just not looking hard enough for the good? What if our perception of a broken world is part of the problem? How would our actions change if we believed in the inherent goodness of humanity, despite evidence to the contrary? And here's another thought to chew on. Is it possible that by steadfastly holding on to our principles, We're actually changing the world around us, even if we can't see it. What if every act of kindness, every moment of integrity is like a pebble thrown into a pond, creating ripples that extend far beyond our immediate vision? These are the questions that keep me up at night, and I hope they'll spark some lively debate in the comments section below. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you ever felt punished for doing the right thing? How do you maintain your integrity in a world that often seems to reward the opposite? Before we wrap up, let's circle back to Nietzsche's idea of moral courage. It's easy to be good when everyone around you is good, but choosing to be kind, honest, and virtuous in a world that often punishes these qualities, that's not just goodness, that's bravery of the highest order. So the next time you feel like the odd one out for sticking to your principles, remember this. You're not just being good. You're being brave. You're defining who you are in a world that's constantly trying to mold you into something else. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. As we come to the end of our philosophical journey, I want to leave you with one final thought. The tragedy of being good in a broken world isn't really a tragedy at all. It's an opportunity to define yourself, to stand for something, to be a light in the darkness. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, your light will inspire others to shine too. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the complexities of morality and identity, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more mind-bending topics coming your way. Until next time, keep questioning, keep thinking, and most importantly, keep being you, even when it's not easy. See you in the comments.